Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lionel Chidi. I'm the Executive Director for the Nassau County Office of Minority Affairs. We truly appreciate you participating with us today as we celebrate Women's History Month. Today, we're having a women's roundtable discussion of experiences, resources, and inspiration. We have a fantastic panel that we're going to be that's going to be sharing their experiences with us today. First, we have Jessica Sinclair, motivational speaker and networking expert. We also have Sharon Davis Edwards, CEO of SJ Edwards Incorporated, Erica Chase Gregory from the Farmingdale Small Business Development Center, Giovanna Bracci as from the Long La Fuerza, CDC, a community development financial institution, Rena Sharma from Homewatch Caregivers, and Terry Arnold McKenzie, Ascend Long Island at Hofstra University. Again, we're looking to have an in-depth conversation to find out a little bit more about the resources, what motivates our fantastic panel, and just have a brief conversation regarding what's going on out there and to share some of those experiences. I want to give special thanks to our Deputy County Executive, Anissa Moore. She's our backbone here to make sure that we can have great events like this, and also very thankful for our County Executive, Bruce A. Blakeman. He's got a lot on his hands, and he's given us the opportunity to share and have these fantastic events. So again, we're just going to jump right into it and start off with some questions. Jessica Sinclair, how are you today? You're on mute.
Yes, I am well. I'm just so grateful to be in a space with these lovely women, and I'm excited.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Jessica, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what gets you going?
What gets me going every single day is understanding my why, understanding my purpose, coming from a background with parents that are not from the US. I think the foundation has been set really early on for me to strive for greatness and to strive for excellence. And I try to do that every single day. What my title is to me doesn't really matter, is what I'm doing, and I'm doing the work. Since birth, I find that, my mom would say, you're always just that bubbly person, right? I think we have to kind of listen to what people are saying about us, negative, bad, whatever the case may be, but find the good. And I find that once we listen and we're not talking, you can actually receive the message. And my message is servant leadership. I am a registered RN by day, full time now. I manage different communities that I have implemented because I see that there's change. I am a co-founder of Nurses of Integrity. It's for nurses to uplift and empower each other. We've gone through so much through the pandemic. We are the underdogs of the healthcare system. Without us, nothing runs. And we don't feel that grace. I'm also the co-founder of the Career Mavericks, where we help persons looking for soft skill development, things that I didn't get in the classroom. What are we teaching our students? Are we teaching them things that can really leave a legacy? Or are we teaching them to be worker bees? We need to have more discussions about that. And that's what my community does. It teaches them how to network effectively, how to boost their confidence. So the theme for me is really creating safe spaces for people to thrive. I go through so much every single day as an employee that it's mind-boggling. So what I do is look at those things that don't work and try to make them work in systems that I've created. I'm also a best-selling author. This is the book that I've created with 30 different nurses. I cannot stress the power of storytelling, and we're doing that today. It is inspirational book. It's right now on Amazon. It covers 30 nurses' journey to entrepreneurship. I'm a big advocate for that because it's something, like I said, that hasn't been taught. America is a corporation, right? So if you are incorporating people to work for you, how do we shift the mindset? Through storytelling. Again, it's only $15.99. How did I get here? Effective communication. I have a background in communications, okay? I did marketing and PR for entertainment companies. And when I was starting my business, of course, you're very fearful, but I said, I have skills that I have learned along the way. I have to implement that. And one of the messages that I want to put out there for people is no matter where you start, it doesn't matter. Just get started. Everything that you learn along the way will help you pivot to the next direction. I was fearful to leave PR, but I'm my own publicist, right? I use the skills that I learned along the way to point myself in the right direction. And within the networking, persons have labeled me as the expert because every day I wake up, it has to be strategic. Everything that you do has to have a reason. And what fuels my reason is my why, right? Why am I doing this? What is the outcome? I'm very outcome driven. Nursing has taught me that. You see what I'm doing here? So everything along my journey has helped me, no matter if it was negative. I have allowed it to help me. People strike me out in nursing school. They didn't want me to graduate. I talk about that in the book, right? We talk about skill development in the book. Surround yourself with tribes. Surround yourself with like-minded people. In order to get in this room, someone referred me. I had to show and prove. There's no perfect anyone. And I think as women owners, we put so much pressure. We want to have this S on our chest because they have labeled us to have that. Take it off. Ask for help. Ask someone, how can I serve? How can I help you? I'm very big on community service. I like to learn from others, even if they're behind me, right? It's about paying it forward. My platform is all about servant leadership. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Every day I'm like, okay, no more creating communities because you're getting tired, but it's in me. It's innate because of my foundation. My parents came here from Jamaica with nothing. I use them as my motivational vehicle. I want to have a whole block that I own one day. And it will manifest because I'm working every day towards that goal. Never give up. Don't let people who don't have the confidence talk you down. It's a mirroring thing. A lot of people are walking around with a lot of baggage, a lot of chip on their shoulder. And when they see that you're this little engine they want to kick you off the rail. Don't allow them, ladies. Strive for greatness. Strive for excellence. Get a mentor. Get
Yes.
someone that can pour into you. I understand there's but so much time in the day, but if you can sit with someone for 5 minutes, it can change your life. It
Jessica,
really
you are so
can.
correct. You are so correct.
Thank
And
you.
we preach it all the time. And this is why I love having these discussions to get different perspectives. But at the end of the day, you said mentoring, networking, very powerful, very powerful. But we're definitely going to come back to that because I want to hear more of that story.
Thank you.
Giovanna, where's Giovanna?
I'm sorry, I was on mute.
There you
Hi,
go.
good morning.
Good morning, Giovanna. What's Lawful Wares or what's the CDFI and what do you do? What gets you going?
Sure. So La Fuerza was started in 2001, really in response to all of the requests for assistance from the small business owners in Glen Cove, especially the Hispanic community. And then in 2004, we received a certificate. We got certified as a CDFI, right, as the Community Development Financial Institution. So what we do, what that certification allows us to do is to provide microloans up to $50,000 to minority and women-owned small businesses, to those business owners that are in that space of, that microloan, but cannot really qualify yet to traditional lending, right? To a bank loan. We don't want you to do a personal loan or get into like some high interest rate credit cards to really get your business going. Maybe you're a business owner that's only been open for a few months and you need that little extra capital. We're here to really assist. With that microloan comes assistance. So we're going to walk you through the process of qualifying for our loan. And we're also going to provide you assistance, whether it's training, through the pandemic, webinars, what is out there, what are the resources. We're not here to say that we can solve all the problems and that we have counselors in every business topic. That's not realistic. But we know what's on Long Island. We know that there are programs like the SBDC centers or the Ascend program. We know the resources that are here on Long Island. So we're going to connect you to those resources. And then we're also going to bring some training that we can do online. We have our Grow with Google going on now. If we're going to show you how to do things on Google. We're going to bring Google. We did a lot on social media, webinars on social media, so that you can engage with your clients during the pandemic, so that you can communicate about your business. What better way to do that than on social media? So we wanted to show everyone, business owners, how to do that, and just really focus on the small businesses that are now called, the micro enterprises that are really struggling on Long Island. So, we did a lot online, but we do have our outreach and our counselors that really go out into the community so that small business owners know that we exist. And it's really just to advance and promote them as well. We promote a lot of business owners on our social media. So we're really here just to say, what are you struggling with? Let us see if we can help you or connect you to the resources here on Long Island that can really, help you get to where you want to go. But our specialty is the microloan. We're going to walk you through that process. We're going to qualify you. And then hopefully in a few years, you can qualify for traditional lending and really help you with looking at your finances, looking at your business, and making sure that you're on a growth path, on a path to growth. Yeah.
That is excellent.
And so what motivates me is, I always say my parents, I came here at the age of 10, I'm a daughter of immigrants. What motivates me? My parents were my first clients. My dad was a small business owner. So I did it all. I had to, in fifth grade, learn the language, be my translator. And so I was his bookkeeper, his marketing department, everything. I always say that they were my first clients, but they also gave me the experience and the lessons that I somehow always relate to my clients. And so now they're my inspiration because I understand them. I know the struggles, and I just want to help. Yeah.
That is very important. Even when I speak to people, having that business experience, that background, somebody calls, they're up here, and then I said, listen, I've owned a business too. And they're like, oh,
Yes.
so you understand. So it brings it down
Understand.
in a similar level. That is excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Rena Sharma, where are you?
I'm right here.
What are you doing, Rena?
Well, thank you, Lionel, and the administration. First of all, what an opportunity to be on this platform with the community in this capacity is just immense to begin with. So I own several healthcare companies. The one that I'd like to share today is a licensed home care agency based out of Nassau County. We are doing amazing work for our seniors. And I also want to say, as much as our seniors and our communities are our patients are our clients, we employ so many people who are just looking to put food on the table and have an amazing life. And I am so proud that the county and the state gives us this opportunity to employ people and to take care of our most vulnerable. I will always say it is a privilege. It is a privilege to do the nursing work, to be in the hospitals, to have the organizations these women are running, because as much as we're fueling ourselves, believe me, as fueling communities, we're fueling ourselves. And what better combination? A little bit about me. I'm a born and raised Queens girl. I moved to Long Island with my family 2 decades ago. I went to Bronx Science, so I'm a girl of the boroughs. Went to Barnard, Columbia University, and very quickly had a almost 20-year run on Wall Street in investment management, corporate consulting. And one fine day when my son was born, and I still remember the day, I called up my husband and I said, I'm not going back this time. This was baby number 3. And I said, I'm not going back to Wall Street. I'm going to do my own thing. And I think that's where it all starts. Passion. You have to find out what you love to do. This lifetime is a huge opportunity. The fact that we're here today, our first breath this morning, is an opportunity. You have to embrace life in this capacity. Believe me, every listener today, I promise you this, if you find your passion and you execute that with full heart every day, there is no reason why you cannot be wildly successful, because there are managers and directors and owners and heads of executive directors of minority affairs looking for passionate people to do a good day's worth of work every day. And you want to create a proposition for yourself where you don't have to come for and ask for the salary raise. They're going to give it to you. I promise you, if you work every day of your life, and maybe every evening, maybe a half an hour past 5 o'clock, maybe 7:30 in the morning instead of 9 o'clock or 9:05 when everyone else is coming in. What will await you is wild success, wild success. And I think every person on this platform today can aggressively nod their head and say, because they were passionate, because they just kept moving forward, they never had to ask. It just came. It is that easy. It is that easy. And I'm so proud today to own the companies that I do. And this is just the beginning, I would say. This is just the beginning. So thank you, Lionel and the team, and ladies, keep it up. Thank you for the platform. Another couple just sound bites. I have a plaque outside my office. I couldn't find it, so I had to have it painted. And it says, diligence is the fuel of achievement. Too many of us, and I'm not talking about weight loss, I'm not talking about our physical appearances. We start things and we stop them, okay? So the boss created a new process. We did it this week. And what happened when you came in the next Monday? You forgot about it, okay? If you are consistent in doing what you want to do every day, the end product will show, okay? So being consistent will drive, it's a surefire way to achieve success in life. Just do it every day. You're going to get results. That's what I have. I'd love to hear more from everyone else. Thank you so much, Lionel.
Oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Sharon Davis, are you there?
I'm here, Lionel. Thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you to the Office of Minority Affairs for this great opportunity to be on this panel with these awesome young ladies. It's really an honor and a privilege. My name is Sharon Davis. I am the CEO and president of SJ Edwards, Inc. We are a firm that provides and protects insurance for businesses and families. I go back over 40 years, and I'm looking at the panel and I'm saying I'm probably in business longer than some of you have even been born. So I go back into the 70s and the 80s. And one of the things that changed my life and encouraged me to protect families was that in those days, you actually delivered death claim checks to families. And I delivered a death claim check for about $100,000 in the 80s, which was a lot of money at that time. And I will never forget the 3 children that were in the room when I brought that check in. There were 2 that were still in diapers, and 1 was about 5 years old. And the way that mother embraced me and said, thank you, it was life-changing. And that's when I realized it's my passion. People don't understand the need for leaving a legacy or protecting their families. That's what I do for a living. So I became passionate about it. I did work in the corporate environment for several years, but I didn't fit into that corporate box because the corporations had to report to shareholders. They had to report to board of directors. So what was it about? It was about the bottom line. It was not always about the client. And for me, seeing those 3 children told me there's a need for information in this community. There's an underserved community. It's not always about the wealthy investor. It's about the person that goes to work every day and tries to put food on the table for their family, and they need guidance. So that's what I did. And I've expanded my business now to employee benefits because that allows me to speak to more people about the need to protect their families and their loved ones. So I would sit in a lot of board meetings and I would sit in a lot of other meetings. And if you look at me, I can't hide the fact that I am a minority woman. And very often I was made to feel uncomfortable. It was unfortunate, but that was the reality. And I would sometimes say, I really shouldn't be here. But then as a woman of faith, I know who I was and I knew whose I was. So when I walked into the rooms after a while, it was like, okay, I know who I am. I know whose I am. And I'm never alone. So when I went into the meetings, I would definitely bring my A game because you have to be prepared. You can't go in, not having yourself together. And I started to get respect from the individuals who I would talk to, because eventually I knew I wasn't just a minority woman. I was an educated and I was a passionate woman about what I was doing. So some of the things that I would leave with the young people is you have to have a mentor, as some of them have said. I didn't have a lot of mentors because in the 70s, you didn't have a lot of women in the financial services industry. But I had a lot of people that did so into me, that cared and said, continue to do what you're doing. You're making a difference. Don't just make a living, make a difference. And that's one of the things that I would leave. Also, surround yourself with a mastermind group. You can't be all things to all people. We're not God. We might be goddesses, ladies, but we're not God. We can't be all things. So always surround yourself with someone who knows a little bit more about your industry than you do, who can help you. And provide quality, which means always going the extra mile, quantity, give more than is expected, and service with a smile. Who gets the best tip? The waiter that comes around with a smile and makes you feel good. That's basically my story and my challenges. And I'm just excited, like I said, to be on this wonderful path with all these amazing young ladies.
We are truly grateful to have you. Thank you so much. What fantastic stories. Erica Chase Gregory, are you there?
I am. Hello, Lionel. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Thank you for joining us. Well, the floor is yours.
All right. So I'm Erica Chase Gregory. I'm the director of the Small Business Development Center at Farmingdale State College. A little bit about the SBDC, which is what we're known for. We've started in 1985 here at Farmingdale. There are 22 centers across New York State, and there are 2 on Long Island. There's one at Stony Brook University and one at Farmingdale. I lead a team of 13. I have 10 business advisors who work one-on-one with individuals who are thinking about starting a small business or have a small business and want to expand and grow their business. We are an SBA resource partner, so we are funded by the federal government as well as New York State. So our services are absolutely free. Somebody can come to us once with a list of questions that they have about starting their business, or we have clients that stay with us for years and just check in with their business advisor. Sharon said having a mentor. A few of the other ladies said have a mentor. We can become that business owner's mentor for, again, one time for a very long time. So they can check in and say, hey, I'm having this issue in my business, or I'm growing, I want to add an employee. What does that mean? Some of the services that we provide through our one-on-one counseling is, again, startup questions, which there are many. Regulations. Do I need this license? Do I need to have this type of certificate for Nassau County or Suffolk County? Or where do I fit into the ecosystem of my industry? Existing businesses, they want to grow, they want to expand, they need financing. So we'll ask them a whole bunch of questions on where they're at, and we may connect them with Giovanna with the CDFI that's local, if it's needing a small business loan or if they need more funding, and we'll get them ready to go to a Main Street lender. But we have resources, Long Island banks, and then all throughout the country. So if someone goes into their bank and it's a no, that doesn't mean that it's a no from all lending industries across the board. There's lots of resources for financing. We help with business plan development. So someone wants to work on their business plan. They have all of their ideas in their heads, but they need to have it, a clear map of where they want to go. So we help them with that business plan. Again, organizational structures. If you're a new business and you're not sure, should I be a sole proprietorship, LLC, corporation? So we can help them decide what's right for them and then guide them into how to get that started. Financial planning and budgeting. Even if you're not going for financing, you really need to have a financial plan for your business. So we can help with that. I talked about the loan information. A lot of times they'll go to a bank. They'll say, well, you need to have all of this paperwork and all of these documents filled out, and they look at them and they get very confused. So we can sit down with them and help them put together their financial projections, which are really important, along with their business plan, so they can present that to the funder, the lender. MWBE, and this is where I get so excited because we do help with MWBE and veteran business certifications, whether it's with Nassau County, Suffolk County, different agencies, New York State, New York City. We can have conversations about what do you sell, what do you want to provide the government, and find the government entities that purchase those products or services. The government doesn't make a lot, so they purchase almost everything, right? So it's exciting in the small business community to get connected with government procurement. And that's where I started in my sweet spot when I started with the SBDC in 2011. I worked with a lot of women and minority-owned business owners and getting them their certification and then finding them the agencies to connect with to get those contracts and to grow their business in that way. We do help with marketing assistance, social media, anything you can think about with your business and really getting you to your reach your goals. And of course, we do a lot with disaster assistance. So Hurricane Sandy, I started in 2011, and a couple of months later, Hurricane Sandy hit. So I became very well aware of what a business owner needs in terms of disaster assistance. And of course, over the last 2 years, businesses have been struggling to survive through COVID and the changing landscape of how they're doing business and what they're doing business in this new world that we're living in. Just a few numbers that I'm really proud of, and I'll just tell you, since COVID hit March of 2020, my office has worked with 3,500 small businesses and having them access over $84 million. And that was mostly grants, loans, or other resources that were available to them through COVID-related assistance. So we were so proud of that work that we did. And most of 18 months, it was all from our kitchens and our dining rooms. So that was really, such a privilege to work with the small business community during that time. What inspires me is really, I thought about this because I knew we were going to talk about inspiring. And, like Jessica said, and Giovanna, it comes from the family and where they came from. And certainly my father was a huge inspiration. He was an educator, and he taught me from a very early age that every day you have a choice. Every day you can make a difference. You wake up and you can make a choice of either doing something right or doing something wrong or not doing anything at all. And it was really important to seize the moment of the day and to do something. And that's why I love working with entrepreneurs, because their sheer tenacity just, it baffles my mind. When they just keep coming and they say, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to take no for an answer. And I'm there to say, yes, you're not going to take a no for your answer. We're going to find the yes, right? So that's so exciting to me. Their resiliency, they get knocked down and they stand back up and they keep going. Rena, you had one, like you didn't want to stop there. You said you have many businesses. Entrepreneurs inspire me. Because every day they seize the moment of growing and doing something that's going to turn a no into a yes, to grow something, to answer a problem. Sharon, you saw problems in the community and you wanted to answer that. So that really, entrepreneurs just inspire me every day to keep doing what I do and to have my team here at the SBDC. We answer the phone, we work to help to get you answers that you need. We build you the resources that you need to grow and to get to where you want. So, again, keep on doing what you're doing and striving. One last thing I'll add, and now for a long while, my password to everything started with new day, because every day is a new day. And I didn't ever want to forget that. So when I wake up in the morning, I say, hey, it's a new day. Yesterday's gone. So let's move forward. So thank you again for having me, Lionel. I really appreciate you and all that you do through your office.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Terry?
Thank you so much, Lionel. Thank you. So good morning, everyone. Thank you again, Lionel, for your team for choosing me to be a part of this amazing panel. It is such a blessing. Okay, so I was also, when Lionel asked me to be on the panel, I was trying to figure out what would I discuss? We know about the SEND program, so I'll go into that for just a bit. I am the program manager for SEND Long Island, which is out of Hofstra University. Our purpose and our goal is to get contract opportunities for diverse business owners on Long Island and Southeast Queens. That's our focus. That's our major purpose, our focus and our goal, working with large corporations on the island to become their procurement pipeline for these various industries. And so I am very passionate about that and being able to help our diverse business owners here on the island. I want to talk a bit about my background. So I'm from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago, born and raised. I've been in New York about 20 years. And I found that we as women on the panel, like I said, I was trying to sort of figure out what the discussion would look like. How can I be motivating to those that actually need the support and assistance? And number one, I'm from Chicago, so don't judge a book by its cover. Chicago is an amazing town with amazing food, pizza, but also people, but also that drive, that strive for doing the work. And I got my passion from being a servant leader, as Jessica mentioned earlier, from my background in Chicago. And entrepreneurship. So I've been in New York about 20 years. I originally was at the USTA in facility operations and also diversity and inclusion. And when the USTA moved to Florida for our national corporate office, I find myself not wanting to move to Florida, so trying to figure out what the next steps would look like for me in my career. And so what I saw was that I was not moving to Florida, so I had to figure out what my next streams of income would be. And so I created two businesses. I have a consulting firm, TAM Business Consulting, and also I created a home daycare center. And so what we know as people is that you have to have multiple streams of income in order to be successful. You can't really rely on just one stream. And so having entrepreneurial spirit, of course, that helped me to build those two businesses. To take it a little bit back to Ascend and how I want to motivate the people that are on this call. We've been going through a lot for the last 2 years as a country, but also as a people. And in the last two sort of few months, since the new administration has taken over, the world has changed so much. So I want to motivate those who are having issues, whatever that looks like, whether it's microaggression, whether it's not feeling your voice is heard, where it's you're putting your best foot forward, but they keep sort of knocking you back down. My focus and statements are today is about being a change agent. Not that you always want to be one, but when you're called to do so, you take that leadership position and you make a role for yourself. And so I want to motivate those who may not see a clear path for entrepreneurship or may think that today's just the day they give up. I want to motivate you to say, please take a step back and persevere. We all saw the confirmation hearings last week with Justice Brown Jackson and what she went through. But I remember some statements she made throughout that process, and she said, persevere. Persevere. And I get that tomorrow's all may or may not be difficult, but you will get through it if you persevere. And also, like I said before, being a change agent, I think it's important as we look to see what the next steps look like for all of us. It's okay to take the first step in being proactive in changing your dynamics if you don't like what you see. Do not be afraid to make the first step in saying, I'm going to change the way this looks because it's not beneficial for me at this particular moment. And it's not going to be an easy decision, but it will be the best decision because you don't want to stay in a place where you're not fully fulfilled and passionate, because as we all know, life is way too short. Life is too short to be where you are not happy, excited, and being able to persevere to where you want to be. So I say all that to say, the Ascend program for me is where my passion lies. I tell in my presentations, everyone I say, I get paid to do the absolute best job because I make dreams come true. My work, my goal, my purpose is to help small business owners, diverse business owners, build their capacity for their business. And so helping their businesses grow is my passion. And so what inspires me is to to the point that Erica made, these entrepreneurs are always trying to figure out what the next steps look like because they don't want to give up, because they know what corporate America looks like. They know what everything that happens in those rooms look like because we've been in those rooms. They don't want to go back. So in order for them not to go back, I have to put my best foot forward to push them forward in order to make their dreams come true. So I just want to tell a little bit about the Ascend program. So we're right now in our midst of our 4th cohort. We've been in existence since 2019. We have a total now of 55 cohort members that we graduated from the program. And our program now, we're recruiting now for its fall 2022 cohort. And so the application's online, ascendli.com. And our recruitment will go into June, and I'll send information to whoever wants to talk about the program. I want to talk to anybody about how we can help Ascend through your businesses and also becoming a cohort member. And so just to round this up, for me, entrepreneurship is the key out of poverty. If you put your best foot forward, as Rena said earlier, making sure you do not give up, because for some it is an option. For us, it is almost never an option. So please persevere, please don't give up, and please look for resources as Ascend, as the president. Giovanna does so much good work with her team. Everyone is here to help you to move your best foot forward. So please, if you need assistance with any of us, our names, we'll give it in chat. We'll give it to Lionel's team. But I just want to say, persevere, do not give up, and be the change you want to see. Because if you don't do it, 9 times out of 10, nobody else will. So thank you again, Lionel, for allowing me to speak and have me a part of this dynamic panel. I am blessed to be a part. Thank you so much.
Again, wow, I'm hearing so much passion, so many different synergies, and some of these things I have to tell myself as I drag myself out of bed each day. But again, it's what drives us, that keeps us going, and that's basically helping others. I just got a couple of questions, and I'm going to just pick on a couple of you, but I'm quite sure you can answer the question. Giovanna, what has been your biggest challenge as a woman in your industry and just going through what you do?
Ooh, let's see, where do I begin? I've always believed in myself, but I think my biggest challenge is that I always have to get everyone else to believe in me. It's just, I'm sure that, many of the women in this panel may have gone through this. It's, in the financial industry, I think it was Sharon that said it at the beginning. It's a male-oriented industry. And I actually went into my first in-person meeting, and in a room of 25 individuals, when you're one of 2 women, I still see it. But that gives me that drive to just keep going. But my biggest challenge with La Fuerza has been to just really advance it to the point where everyone knows La Fuerza. I keep meeting individuals that are like, if I had known that you were there, I could have saved some money. But so for me, that's the biggest challenge. It's just meeting my own expectations of where I want the organization to be.
Beautiful, beautiful. Sharon, I know you discussed some of your challenges. What advice would you have for other women looking to move forward in their lives?
Well, as I said before, find a good mentor, but also try to stay in a positive place. It's not always easy. As Giovanna just said, there are days when you just don't want to get out of bed. And what I do is in the morning, instead of saying, oh God, it's another day, I say, oh God, it's another day. So you bring your energy up. I meditate for about 40 minutes a day just to get myself in that space where nothing bothers me. And I also call myself the ant killer. Ant meaning any negative thoughts. As soon as I get negative thoughts, I replace them with positive thoughts. So if we can all stay in that place, you can accomplish anything in life. And the other thing I always say is stop talking and start doing.
Yes.
It's part of people who just yabba dabba, dabba dabba dabba, and do nothing. Now, take action. Nothing happens unless you take action. So those are my thoughts. Thank you again, Office of Minority Affairs, for this wonderful panel. And my information is also on the chat, in the chat box. If you need help with employee benefits or insurance, call me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Jessica, what do you think is the most important thing a woman needs to know as they start their journey?
Again, finding out your why. Why do you want to be here? Because that's going to keep you going when the going gets tough. Every day we're up against so many obstacles. The color of your skin, like Sharon said, I can't do anything about it, right? Knowledge, not necessarily going to school to get a degree, but impacting yourself with just content. The more you know, the more you know, right? Resources, finding out how to go and seek it. But once you seek it, what are you doing with information? Are we going to take a nap, hugging your pillow? Like DJ Khaled would say, who's hugging their pillow right now? He's up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So understanding your why, right? And finding the knowledge, it's at our fingertips. Research something once a day that you didn't know. Impactful. That has allowed me to be in different rooms, because if I know a little bit about one thing, oh my gosh, how big is that? Even if it's only one thing. So, understanding the why and knowledge, that's what sets us apart, because we don't have the information and we don't know how to go about getting the information. And I just want to give a shout out to Erica's teammate, Pierre, because what they're doing is amazing. I have been a longtime member of their services, and there's times when I just don't want to continue. And they're like, here we go, here's another workshop. I am the queen of workshops because I need that information. I'm a content queen, and Pierre's doing the work, and I'm up for a grant. And, he's helping with the business plan. It has to change. Be flexible, right? Something may not work this time around. Be able to change it, adapt. Your mission statement can change every 2 days, right? I think entrepreneurs are not flexible enough to understand that it's a part of the process. So a major shout out to them, because they're doing the work and they're helping us. So
Beautiful,
resources, find those resources.
beautiful. Terry, what has been your biggest challenge along your journey?
Okay, so trying to figure out how to answer that.
We'll give you a second.
Being in D&I and then having the degrees that I have, I'll tell a quick story. So I graduated from Northern Illinois University, and I went on to graduate school to get my Master's of Science in Marketing. And so I went on a job interview at one of the big banks in Chicago. And the interviewer was like, oh, your resume is great, you're fantastic. We see you have your master's degree in marketing communications from one of the major schools downtown in our area. But if only you had the MBA, you would be perfect. And so I said, oh, okay. So I didn't get that job. But what I did do is enroll in the MBA program and receive my MBA within a year and a half. And so I set myself up because, number one, people are always going to say you are deficient in some way, in some area. And so the fact that I had now a double master's degree wouldn't make a difference pretty much to anybody except for me, except when I'm applying for these positions. But I didn't want anybody to tell me that I was great, except for you couldn't give me an opportunity based on the fact that you thought I should have something else. And so I made the determination, okay, this is one less thing you're going to say I need in order to be better than the next person. And so the challenges has always been, as a woman of color, I'm very proud to be a Black woman. I let everybody know for those that don't know me, I'm almost 6 feet tall. So I enter a room, you already know that I am there. You cannot hide me, and I do not want to be hidden. And so for me, the challenge of seeing me in the space and not knowing that I belong there, or give me opportunity to be there and tell my truth and tell my story, or be a blessing to someone else in the corporate or now this environment that I'm in, is the biggest challenge, because they see a deficiency when they see my face, not before I even open my mouth. And so I make sure that I'm proponent for everything that we do in our community, so I can push that needle forward and push it back. So that's the biggest challenge, but I don't let it define me or stop me, because we have goals to achieve. And my goal and mission is to help our people whenever I can, and people who need assistance in communities of color. That is my passion, that is my goal, and that's the challenge I have moving forward. So anything define me and stop us from where we need to be.
Wow, absolutely, absolutely. True words haven't been said. Rena, how do relationships benefit you in what you do?
Oh my goodness, I think this platform is a wonderful example of that. You know, I will tell you, I had a wonderful lunch with a social worker and believe it or not, someone who sits in the same position as me. She also runs an agency over lunch last week. And just to understand the pain points we're all feeling at the same time. And Erica, as you said, to really feel the energy that someone else who owns another business does. You know, you could be having a bad morning and you have this lunch and you're both like, yeah, we can do this. And boom, your afternoon changes and the whole agenda is bigger than it could ever be. I think that's just amazing. We have to understand as humans, we crave this connection. So I will tell you, I'm poo-pooing work from home. I'm poo-pooing, you know, everything. And I'm going to see all you wonderful ladies in person one day soon. But, you know, just on a larger level, we crave this. We need it. It feels good, you know? So in terms of relationship building, let's not let the constraints of what's happening now prevent us from using the services that are available in the community. Lionel, I met someone at the Sikh temple yesterday, and I told him all about our meeting, and he runs his own, it's a he, it's okay. Yeah, he's a lovely friend, and he owns his own commissary. And I said, do you know that this administration is so open to hearing what we're all doing in our counties? And they really want to help us. And he said, I'm going to call you midweek. And please help me set up a meeting with the office because I want to do more for my community.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have to understand as humans, we crave this connection. We owe it to each other. And again, it makes you feel so good just to help others. So to me, you've got to keep your networking alive. You know, in high school, my French teacher said, still waters run deep. And I'm a very private person, but at the same time, it is so very important to be out there and connect with people and give and receive. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Erica, what has been your biggest challenge with what you do and where you are right now?
Well, right now, my biggest challenge is to find another business advisor. We had a position open. I think times have changed. The workforce has changed, their needs. You know, working for quasi-government, we're a government agency, we're kind of in a box. I think so many people want to have, you know, not so box-like scenarios. So we're in the process of hiring someone. We're going to be interviewing a few, but we only had 3 people apply. Now, certainly our salaries, because we're a government agency, we're funded by, you know, our salaries aren't great, but we've got great benefits. That's a challenge, you know, very current, you know, the workforce. And I know small businesses are struggling with getting good people to work for them. So that's a challenge to, you know, hear those issues in the small business community and try to figure out how to help them through that when, you know, costs are going up and, you know, those things. That's what challenges me the most with working with a small business community is when they're having a challenge that I'm having a hard time finding the answers for them, because that's really important to be able to give them support and work through those challenges. But in terms of challenges, you know, that I have faced, and I think this is, you know, it's benefited me, but it's probably a character flaw. And I think it came from really having that father say, you know, keep going. You know, there is no challenge that's too big for you to figure it out. Just figure it out. And I remember I had some really good bosses in my life or mentors in my life and leaders in my life that if I would say, oh, woe is me, and here's my challenge, and they'd listen, and then they'd say, and? So very quickly, I learned that there was no poor pity me long-term. And it may be 7 minutes long, and someone was saying, and figure it out. So I think when somebody says, oh, what challenge have you come up against? I really can't think of that many because I've had that and what are you going to do about it? So I figure out what am I going to do about it before the challenge overtakes me too long. So, when I have two boys, and if they go on and on and on, and I listen, and I said, and what are you going to do? So, think about that when you're in that moment, and we all get there. Oh God, today it's a huge mountain. Stop yourself and say to yourself, and you'll see it changes your mindset right away, and you go on and get over that challenge pretty quickly, in my opinion, or my experience.
Well, I can definitely concur in my role. And again, it goes back to the relationships. Some I've just built here today, others I've known for a while. And it's important that we have these conversations, male, female, minorities, whatever, to know that you're not the only one out there. It gets really tough, and especially as an entrepreneur, to try to weave your way through it. I have people come in, they want to start a nonprofit, they want to start a business. They don't know where to go. So I utilize the SBDC La Fuerza. Here are organizations set up to assist you. I'm 53. I have 3 mentors because I know that I don't know everything. But it's important that we always have those discussions. And I tell you, we've got some very powerful women here, and I'm so ecstatic that everybody was able to come on. What I've learned today is that every day is a new day. Resiliency, passion, perseverance. Every day you can make a difference. Seize the moment. Consistency, diligence, being a change agent, relationship, and mentorship. Those are some very key and powerful things that keep us going day in and day out. I'm so appreciative of everybody coming on today. I'm going to give everybody another minute to close out. We're going to start off with Rena. What are your closing words for today? What are your last bits of inspiration for the group?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to touch on one thing. I think for all of our viewers and listeners out there, I am currently working with my alma mater, with Barnard, to sponsor 50 women to get Excel certified. Please do not underestimate. We are in the midst of the 4th industrial revolution.
Yes.
Please do not come with your resume, claiming to know Excel when all you know how to do is just add up a few things. Okay. So these kind of real hard technical skills, and I look forward to Nassau County and the administration furthering the concept of building technical skills amongst our men and women, is so vitally important. You're going to need to sharpen your skills. Go learn something, learn it well. Okay. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Giovanna, some closing statements.
Thank you, Lionel. I just want to say, for all entrepreneurs out there listening, you are not alone. We are here for you. Whatever the need is, if we can help you, or if we can lead you to the right resource, we are here. You don't need to do this alone. And also, if you're looking for training, I know we're talking about training, you can go on our website, social media. I mean, we have a training page with the schedule every month of all the training that we're bringing you for free. So again, you're not alone. The assistance is here. Utilize it. And thank you, Lionel.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Erica, closing words?
I'll just say what Giovanna said, that there are resources available. Use them. People will say, what do you know about this resource? Is it worth my time? And I said, if it's an hour out of your week, it's worth your time. You take it or you leave it. You'll get something out of it. Jessica said, you may just get one little thing out of a meeting. That one little thing may change your trajectory of where you're going. So use your resources. Don't think any of your questions are too small or too big. We can break it down, get you the answer. You do not have to be married to these resources. You use them, and you use us and lose us if you want to, but we're here for you. We want to be here for you. We get excited. I get so excited when we get new clients come to us. And again, it could be 1 hour, or Jessica's been a long time coming, and we never get tired of anybody coming to us for a long time. Use your resources.
Thank you. Thank you. And Jessica, I know you've got to jump off. Again, I appreciate you taking the time. Give us some closing words from a motivational speaker.
Well, for one, understand that you are the best investment for yourself, period. No one will ever invest in you the way you should and can. Every day is a new opportunity to get something done. Get started now. There's no time but the present, and understanding why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Very big. Like Terry said, they're going to look at you, they're going to judge you. You have to be strong. You have to tell them, this is who I am. Show them more than you can tell them. And more importantly, find your tribe. Find your tribe. Like Sharon said, that master group, game changing. The more you invest in yourself with that knowledge, you'll understand what a master group is. Use what we're saying today, little sound bites, and go seek that information. It's been a pleasure. I'm so happy to be a servant leader, a change agent, things that I never thought I would do. I come from entertainment. I have my own wedding business. I'm the lit MC. Sharon knows, right? I always have a mic in my hand, motivating. So never limit your ask and understand your why. Thank you guys so much. And it's an honor to be with you guys all today. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your
Thank you,
special
guys.
words.
Thank you.
Terry, any closing words for the group?
Please. So first, for the listeners that are live, I want to say Ascend Long Island is here to assist you in growing your business, whether you are a startup or a company that has $100,000 or plus in revenue. We are here. Please go to ascendli.com, fill out the application, or call me. My information is in the chat. I'm sure that Mr. Lily Chitty's team will actually come and give you our contact information if requested. So please, I want to leave everyone on this panel with this as well. As I said, do not be afraid of the change you want to see, but perseverance is all that we have. So please, please, please do not give up. Do not give up. It will get better. Thanks again, Lionel, for your entire team and for that opportunity. Thank you again.
Thank you for sharing, Terry. Thank you for your time. And last but not least, Sharon.
Good afternoon. Again, thank you, Lionel, for this opportunity to tell my story. I hope it has been encouraging to other entrepreneurs. My success story is that I'm in business. I'm celebrating my 17th anniversary this year. So I have been successful in that way. And also when I wake up in the morning, my success is based on being a blessing to someone else. I get up and I say, please bless me so that I can bless someone else. The other thing I always say is this: I have 86,400 seconds in a day, and I'm not going to waste any of them on negative relationships, toxic situations, or anybody who doesn't believe in me. So choose carefully and wisely. And the last thing is Betty White, who we know passed on last year, said, women are like butterflies. They're beautiful, but they can fly through a hurricane. So continue to fly through that hurricane. Thank you again, Lionel, for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Great words, great words. Again, we did this to inspire people. We have all types come in, and a lot of people think they're in it by themselves, and they are not. Being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, I can't speak as for being a woman, but I do know a lot of women that come in and they're looking for information, and they're looking for each individuals, just like everybody that's on this panel today, so they can look up and say, you know what, I can do this too. I can be successful. We can have a conversation, sit down. I belong at that table. I deserve to be here, and come in and be prepared and show what you can do. Again, everybody, thank you so much. Don't think you're getting away, because I will be reaching out to each and every one of you for additional opportunities. And I'd love to get to know each other a lot more better, because again, we do live on an island. And the most important things I always say is relationship, relationship, and relationship. If you don't have them, go find them, build them, nurture them, keep them close, utilize them appropriately, and you will also flourish. Again, everyone, thank you so very much for taking that time today. To our audience, please go out, like us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and what's the other one? Instagram. We will be showing this video on our YouTube page, so please take a look at that. And if you have any questions, we do have all the contact information for all of our participants here, along with an extensive list of small business resources and other resources. Again, the Nassau County Office of Minority Affairs, thank you, and we are here to help. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. And again, I appreciate your time. Thank you so very much, everyone.